My mom cooks it, and now just randomly, I'm watching my dad do all the stuff, and he's like, "Yo, mama's so tired." And he's like, "Dude, the dishes." But I'm seeing he's more happy, she's more happy, and then that's when I'm learning. I'm like, okay, well, I asked God for a long, beautiful life, exactly with my wife. So like, God's like, all right, well, then you got to serve more, and I could see how it's affecting you, and it's so funny to even think this, but me picking up other chores that were not mine. Because remember, like when you take out the trash, you say, "Hey, princesses, don't take out the trash," and I'll take out the trash, right? So my mind used to think like, "Oh, there's like blue and white, like you have to do this or I have to do this." But this guy, we'd be building up cabinets and come home sweating using my tools. I've never used my tools. I've never used my tools, bro. And she has like the belt around her with the hammer, nailing her tooth, like going like this. And I was like, if she could do my tasks, I could do her tasks. And
that's so funny.
This video is sponsored by Manscaped, by their new Chairman Pro package. You know that feeling you get when you go to the barber and it's like so nice and fresh and you feel good, you feel nice, you feel clean? Well, what if I told you no?
Truly.
Now, from the bottom of my heart, I need to talk about this, Rita.
Okay, please. Now we can get to it.
I have to correct you. You did say that I got too drunk. I didn't get too drunk. I balanced my alcohol perfectly, bro.
I have a video.
I was riding a boat and I was just sailing on those waves, bro.
I have a video.
Also, all of this beautiful talk, and then like I get my moment. It's about me just being like a degenerate.
That's because you made my wife cry before we shot this episode.
I'm gonna own my degeneracy.
Reed made Belle cry because he created the greatest short. Like we're gonna get into that after I like humiliate him.
Yeah.
But imagine I'm dressed in a suit. My friends are all dressed up. Where everybody's having a great time. I have a whole orchestra outside playing violins, guitars, cellos. It's gorgeous. The sunsets, like even the neighbors.
Candles everywhere.
Oh, it's just beautiful. The night's turning up, and as respectful adults, we're waiting for the elderly to kind of bounce, and then we're gonna get really messed up and like really celebrate. I waited respectfully for all the ones that don't really look at marijuana as like a really nice like thing, but I'm celebrating, and I did accomplish me removing that at a big portion of my life, and I'm gonna enjoy my night and celebrate. I don't like drinking. I don't like controlling myself, so I don't like it. So I smoked. So I waited. I respectfully waited. Super sober.
You did your job.
Nobody judged me. Okay. So I'm out there, and my best man and her best friends and my best friends are all in the front yard. Like, by the way, that was my favorite moment. Everybody was over here and in the backyard. Us like hooligans. We're in the dark out over there. And
you have no idea about being in the dark.
No, I'll get that. And so Kaveh and I were just, smoking, but I'm very good with my tolerance. I've practiced.
Yeah.
And Reed never smokes.
So,
never
ever. The thing that was also Kaveh the whole night. He was like, "Hey, you're gonna smoke later, yeah?" I was like, "We'll see, man. It's kind of a special occasion." I always say no. I'm like, bro, like I'm here for a couple days. Like I want to wake up and be like in my best mind. I was like, this is the biggest night of my life too, guys. You guys are getting married. This isn't just about you. I need to celebrate. So I was like, of course, Kaveh, tonight's the night. And I'm just I definitely drank the most out of anybody at that wedding. I will put money on it. 100%.
Also, the thing about Reed is like, he could be completely blacked out level, and he's still so respectful, so calm. So like, it doesn't even make sense.
I just know my limit, and I was right in my limit. I was perfectly sailing on the waves. I was so happy
until
then we got
whoa
to the circle. Yeah,
this is my gift.
Okay,
this is my wedding gift. I need to tell this story because it was the cherry on top of the greatest night ever.
You're welcome.
Yeah, like we had a rom-com, and this was like the nice comedy portion of it. It was just like perfect.
We're outside as grown adults, and Kaveh pulls out some stuff for us to smoke.
Yeah.
So we're smoking, and I have a full-blown J, brand new wrapped, brand new, right here. This should have been with me and my friends for the next 10 minutes. Reed goes, "It's time!" And I was like, whoa. And remember, he's taller than me, so I'm just looking up at this gorgeous beast of a man. And he's holding one drink in his hand. He grabs it like we're literally in a movie.
Literally.
He goes, "You ready?" And he goes... And dude, I watched it like
you can see it.
you know what it looked like? Have you ever seen the cartoons back in the Looney Tunes where it's like the fire thing is like tracing? He took one puff, did halfway, and I was like, wow, that was crazy. Then he went in for another one, and I was like, oh, he's gone. And we're not gonna see him.
Reed's defense, we were all like,
Reed. We have a video.
I was on top of the world.
We gotta blur. I'll show the video. We gotta blur the stuff. But this.
Hey, I'll make the decision if that video goes out.
So finally, we're outside later on in the day. We're all up there. We're having a great time. People are drunk. People are a little high. We're just having but also, just to
but no
make
one
it
was
clear,
out of control.
no one was out of control. It was a super respectful, classy, like we're having a good time.
Are you moving on from the circle from that moment that we just had?
From that moment.
I will tell you. It might have been a moment until you realized 30 seconds later we were in that group.
Yeah.
Are they saying words right now, bro? They're talking? I couldn't talk.
Bro, you know,
everybody's looking at this person while they're talking. I had a panic attack within 30 seconds.
Dog,
let
me finish the story because I remember where it triggered. I have it on camera.
Yeah.
So we're out there. We're playing with lightsabers like anybody who just got married would be.
I don't remember.
Not to brag, but it's the lightsabers from the collective volumes that I just recently got.
You just had to
I broke those out. I was like, if
the
I'm going to play
and
with
the
them.
lightsabers, bro.
What do you mean? I was sitting, we're all
The
like,
Force was with me that night. No, anyways,
we're all sitting by the pool, and then all of a sudden, I just like see a light, and I'm like, he's bringing out his lightsaber.
and I'm passing them out to my friends. So all just the Force, we're having a great time.
Yeah.
I run up to Kaveh and I go, Kaveh, have you seen Reed? And he goes,
excuse me. That's cool. Glad it's working out for you.
I don't think he's doing well. And then immediately when he said that, I remembered, and I'll show you the video.
Yeah.
I saw how messed up he was, and he was just sitting there like this, one eye open, and he's like, I already know how the video's going to end, because he did this very beautiful wedding video for us. He's like, I already know how it's going to end. It's going to end like this. And he's trying to explain my mother's ending where she's doing the Middle Eastern shake thing.
As you guys are leaving the ceremony, everybody follows you with these medals, and it's beautiful.
So I looked at him, and I just, like anybody would, pick up my phone to record him, and
With
I'll
the
show
flash
you
on,
look how
bro, get that
scared.
out of
Look
my
how
face,
scared
bro.
he is. All right, talk to the future self. I'll play that
Wait,
clip.
can I see the video?
I'm going to show it to you, but after. And he just goes, no, and he covers it.
Bro,
I need to show that clip.
I stand by that.
So I remember that clip, and I
like
go, "Oh, he's sad. He's not sad, bro. He's in his head because Reed doesn't want to like seem like he's too messed up in front of us." And so we.
Well, that's good. Hopefully that works out great for you.
and Kaveh look at each other. Everybody's having fun, and we're like, we should go try to get Reed. So we go outside, and the place that I bought is very secluded.
Wait, at first, you were in the backyard, and you're like, "Where's Reed?" You guys didn't know where he was.
You guys need to stop cutting me out. I don't know what's going on with you guys today,
I'm sorry.
but I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it.
Like
you guys are acting like me, and I'm fixing that problem. So if you guys don't mind, please don't cut me off. It's very rude, right? Comment section, right?
Good luck, man. Good luck.
They're like, dude, stop. You interrupted yourself. All right, so I go outside and we walk up and down the streets and it's pitch dark, guys. When I mean it's pitch dark, like I'm not kidding. You cannot see 4 feet in front of you.
It's Arizona desert.
Yeah.
Like it's black, bro.
Dark. And we looked all over the place. We're like, what the frick? Where is this dude? So finally I just go, Reed! And we just sit there quietly and we hear, like, Reed? And he's like, oh. I was like, where are you? He goes, I'm over here. And we look, I can see something barely moving in the dark. And I was like, there's no way. Mind you guys, he's been gone for an hour and a half. 1 hour and a half. We walk all the way through the desert with like flashlights because we're too scared. There's literally rattlesnakes, there's scorpions, there's coyotes, and it's not like like every night we see them. Every night we see packs of coyotes. Every night we see snakes. Every night we see scorpions. This dude is just laying in the dirt. And I'm like, yo, my man, you got to get up. Now, this is my favorite part of the story. He's giving me reasons on why he's okay to be here. He literally doesn't make sense and makes sense all in one. He goes, You don't understand. I know them before they know me. They touch me, I touch them. They can't touch me if I'm laying certainly still. I'm a rock. And I was like, did we just smoke weed? That's it, right? And I looked at Kaveh and he goes, bro, this guy's gone. So me and Kaveh would take turns every 20 minutes to make sure that he's okay. But we made fun every time. Like we would go with lightsabers. We would go through the desert lightsabers. Hey man, you're good. Every 30 minutes, this dude would be in a new position next to a bush. Guys, you couldn't pay me enough money to go in there by myself.
No.
This dude took a nap out
It's
there.
like trees
so
and
peaceful.
bushes and cactuses. Like
I swear,
it's land,
I swear
land
on
of
everything.
desert.
I thought I was going to wake up to the sunrise out there. If you guys didn't keep checking on me, I was like, I could fall asleep right now, and I want to fall asleep.
You are the
That dirt was
coolest
so
dude I've
comfortable.
ever met in my life. Dog.
Yeah.
The fact that you could do that is crazy to me, bro.
Yeah.
I was standing next to you, and I was just like,
Yeah, because
like
you don't
every
know.
2
I was on
seconds.
another planet, but I
Oh,
was very
bro.
in tune with this one.
This
I'll tell you that much.
freaking
Okay, I was reading that. Okay.
idiot. I go 100 times. I go, dude, there's nobody in my house. He goes, no, I don't want to be around anybody. I go, bro, they all left. It's been
Yeah, I was
hours.
just like panicked out. I was like, I just don't want to socialize. Like, I would rather be out here with coyotes than in a room with people looking at me. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I'm covered in dirt. Like, threw up. Like, my breath stinks. Like, I don't want to look at a person.
All right, speaking about things that make me cry. Reed had us crying today.
That was so good. That was so good.
expecting it.
Can we talk, if you don't mind?
I was eating a chicken gravy bowl from KFC. I already ate it. That was pretty good. Now I want another one, but I ain't driving all the way to Sullivan to get another one. And I bought chicken. Tomorrow we're having KFC too, but I bought something for today from KFC and something for tomorrow from KFC. Tomorrow we're having chicken strips with corn, mashed potatoes, and coleslaw. Tomorrow. It doesn't have pineapple chunks. That's what I thought it would have. So it's just a flavor, a pineapple flavor. That sucks. I still want to try though. Next time I go to Rolla, which maybe never.
I'm expecting it.
Can we talk about like your first project?
Yeah, we have before. Yeah.
Just to catch you guys up, he did one project to dust his wheels off. Or I don't know what that term is.
It was my first narrative short film as a director.
And it was the first time where I had to be like a Kaveh to you and be like, hey, this is trash. Like you're
Yeah,
so
you were a
much
little
better.
harsh, but it was good for me. It was good for me. You overcompensated. And that's why this new one that I released is so good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to have somebody to just, hit you a little extra hard. Like, they don't need to hit you that hard, but it's good for you.
Bro, because like I saw this and I was like, nah, bro. Like that's one thing that I thank God that, like I had Logan in my life. Logan not only lifted me up, but my God, would he shatter some
a mentor in ways. Yeah.
Bro, I remember like whenever he looked at me and said, oh, things are good. Oh, my head would explode through the roof because I know he meant it. Because bro, let me tell you, when he didn't like something, he would bring it up and really make it known that he doesn't like it. So I wanted to make sure I do that for you, but maybe in a nicer way, like, what I mean? Like, he grew up with GP, you know what I mean? So I understand why he came like that.
Yeah.
But, so I wanted to do that for you because that helped me a lot in my life. And so when you showed us this new project that had us cry, I was just like, dude, thank God. Because nothing is scarier than giving somebody that type of like, they're actually like, this is ass. And then maybe he creates something that's even worse.
Yeah, imagine how I felt showing that to you, bro.
Oh my God.
Imagine how I felt. I don't like just there's nothing more nerve-wracking than having a project that you've been talking about and showing it to people for the first time.
Yeah.
And that corresponds to different types of art, but film, it's like, you sit there, you press play on a video, and you're silent for 7 minutes as they watch it. And bro, it's like I'm pacing in the background, like, well, last time you told me that I should like drop everything and like move back home and all this.
Yeah, that sucks. I thought I'd have some pineapple chunks in it.
But
I did not expect it. I didn't know where you were going.
Because you saw the first one. I'm just kidding.
I didn't know where you were going with the storyline. I didn't know anything about it. And you were able to like take me on a journey. Like I didn't know what I was watching, but it captivated me right away. The coloring, the way it's shot, looks so beautiful. The story is like, it's one of those things where you're like, you don't know what's about to happen, but for some reason you're so captivated that you want to keep listening to see what's about to happen. And then I still didn't even know where it was going, but all of a sudden then you captured like my emotions. And all of a sudden I started like choking up before I even knew why I'm choking up or what it is that he's talking about. And then then the moment hits and you're like, oh man. So I don't know if that makes a lot of sense to you, but once you watch it, you'll understand what I'm saying.
they'll have to watch it to pick up on that, but thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
What are you going to do with the project? When are you going to release it?
It's going to be on YouTube.
Nice.
At the same time that this episode is on
Okay,
YouTube.
cool.
So if you're listening right now.
So in the description, we're going to put a link.
Yeah.
Go check it out. Let's make sure that we push that in clips too, because this is like 35 minutes and 37 minutes.
Easy.
I'm coming. You don't think that's what happened? It could have. It didn't, but it could have.
Speaking about a project, before we move on completely, John Bellion dropped this song.
Yeah. Kid again.
Guys,
The drums, bro.
this, like, I feel like a lot, this is like a crazy thing I'm going to say, because not many people might understand what I'm saying, but the industry was kind of whack for a bit. For a good couple of years, the industry has just ruined artistry, flipped people on their head. It became a business more than a passion. And I think it took a toll on real artists. And now I'm getting to watch really important artists take their own paths. We started out with the Cat Williams. He started naming things like the Diddy thing that's coming out. All of the old is becoming out, and the new is going to be instated in such a good way. And I believe that the Lord is going to establish himself in the industry at this time around.
100%.
I really do.
100%.
I really do. It's really cool to watch. When I first started, it was on Vine, then I went to Facebook, then I went to Instagram. I've been doing social media for so long now. When people would run up to me, they would talk to me about like just the things that we're creating or stupid things. But now I'm watching these 15, 14, 13-year-olds to all the way up to 25, 45, like all the range coming up to me so deep with gospel, asking me questions about it. Like, even if they didn't agree, but they're passionate about God, like there's so much happening now that I see the fertilization of what's going to be. And it's, in my mind, it's either we are really close to the end times, or we're just the next generation that thought it's the end times, but we're about to pivot into something really beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm watching all this happen, and it's really, really cool. So
Yeah, kids are so thirsty for Jesus, and it's so cool to see.
it's not even kids, it's our artists, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, the kids are saying it, but then we have John Bellion saying the same thing that this 13-year-old boy's feeling.
Yeah.
And he's standing up on his 2 feet and saying, no, I don't care what happens to me. His line says, I'm going to answer my call. I don't care if I fall. And like, now he's going out. How much confidence is he giving me? How much confidence is he giving a kid? Me and you were listening to Kid Again so many times, and just the repeat of the words, I could do anything.
It gets stuck in your head. I can do anything.
It grows confidence, and it's like, we need that again. And
100%.
like, I think I'm excited again about the future. And I think I've been caught in a place where I used to get a little nervous about the future. And I was never like that. I used to always be super, super excited about the future. And I just now started getting super excited about the future. I could honestly tell you, I think it might be just from like, me and you have been spending a lot of time with the Lord.
Yeah.
Like a lot of time with the Lord. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I gotta say this, and Bella's like, hey, be careful with this, but like, this has been helping me a lot, and I would do your homework on this. Maybe it's not like something for you or not, but like, when I'm with Cliff, I get excited because I can read something. I'm like, what does this mean? Where was this at? Why did you say this? What part of the day was it? Like, all this stuff, and the guy's like answering me. I got Chat GPT, and everybody's using it for businesses and like how to like make more profit. I'm using it for the profits. Like, I want to know what the prophets are talking about. And so like, when I'm reading a chapter in Acts, I'll debate it with Chat GPT. What does this mean? Why did they say this? What is the context behind it? Why did Paul feel this way? I started learning so much more, so much faster, because it's an endless bucket of questions that I could just keep asking and asking and asking. Bro, I started asking, why did Paul feel that way? And they brought up a verse from like chapters before, and they referenced it and mirrored why he would feel this way. And I'm like, whoa, bro, like it is such a cool studying tool.
A resource.
Yeah. Everybody's trying to use AI to benefit their pockets. I'm saying you guys should use this to help you build a better foundation of understanding the Lord, because a lot of people can't read the gospel and understand it. And this could be something mega useful.
Yeah, it is really cool that you can use it to like have better understanding, because it can scan, like, you know, as AI, it can know every part of the Bible, so it can explain it to you. I just say always, like, you know, make sure you double check afterwards and like read the actual word from the Bible, just in case, because it is an electronic tool. But I think it's amazing.
It is, but I asked ChatGPT, I said, read the whole Bible, and it did. And I said, by your understanding, who do you think Jesus is, a prophet or a God? And he says, my understanding is that he's the one true God.
Whoa!
And I was like, even this chat GBT know, bro.
What's up? Wow.
What just happened,
Also, can I just say, since we're talking about Kid again, I know that this is what he wanted out of the song, but it really truly feels, when you're listening to it, the way that like Jesus makes you feel, like the way that Jesus makes you feel free, the way that Jesus, like he says, makes you feel like a kid again. Like he did a really good job at depicting the feeling that God gives you.
How cool is it that he got to show us that months before he dropped it?
Yeah.
Bro,
You know what the craziest part is? Is everybody's like, what's his next song? What's his next song? We heard them all.
Yeah.
Bro, you heard his whole album.
We heard a good amount.
Like, we need to walk around with
amount.
security. We need to walk around with security.
I told him, I threatened him. I literally threatened him.
Good.
Because I was tired of being in the gym and hearing some trash music after he showed me his album. And I told him, I go, you realize I have actual recording of your songs. I will release this if you don't release this.
But it's
like,
good
I'm going to do God's work if you're not going to finish it. Because God sent you out and you're not doing it.
Yeah.
So poor guy, bro. He's going up against a whole machine. Like he's literally going up against a whole industry. And I'm like, dude, come on. What do you got going on? Hurry up. Okay, cool. I think now we should jump into the Cliff and Stewart podcast.
Toss it off to the boys.
All right, guys, for the next rest of this episode, we are going to jump into asking Cliff and Stewart wonderful questions about being in a marriage and what it takes to be in a successful one and how we invite the Lord in. And so I pray that this does well for people that are about to get married, people that are in a marriage right now, and people that are curious about how beautiful a marriage could be. All right, roll it.
How did you guys, how did you prep and curate like what you wanted to say during the wedding? Because you both had such beautiful things to say, and you said it so beautifully. So how did you come up with that?
Well, we like to do a lot of listening. No different from our time on college campuses. And so to listen to you two and learn about how your faith in Christ is growing and deepening has been so exciting to watch. And, it's very awkward in the culture that we live in, which is so secular, to communicate that, no, Jesus Christ is to be the foundation of our lives as individuals, but also the foundation of our marriage. And that has a lot of ramifications, a lot of repercussions when Christ is the foundation. It's no longer my will, it's his will. It's no longer I'm the boss, it's he's the boss. It's no longer my money belongs to me. No, my money belongs to God, and I'm a steward of the good gifts he's given me. It's no longer a question of I'm feeling really impatient with you and I'm going to be mean to you to try and motivate you to move faster according to my time schedule. No, now it's going to be patient in terms of, in the same way that God has been patient with me, I want to be patient with you. So seeing you both grow in that faith and in understanding of what it means to follow Christ is absolutely the most exciting thing I can see.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What is say there's some people that are getting married just like us.
Mm-hmm.
And I've realized to deny yourself, which Jesus asks you to do, is a little bit deeper than we even think, right? So when I denied myself, I want to know, where did myself come from? And it's my environment that I was upbringing myself. And so a lot of people have a hard time denying themselves because of traditions, family, or certain viewpoints of religion. And denying yourself can be hard because it feels like you're denying your mom and dad. So how do you make it easy for a man or a woman to believe the gospel? They want to move forward in the way of Jesus, and they have to deny themselves for their marriage. Where is a good starting point? Is there a place in the gospel that can help guide your steps in this?
Well, that's one of my favorite passages of Scripture. Jesus says, if anyone would come after me, they must deny themselves, pick up their cross, and follow me. For whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake and for the gospel, they will save it. Now, what on earth does that mean, to deny myself? It does not mean to degrade myself, to denigrate myself, to view myself as a loser or as a piece of dirt. Instead, there's a false self, a false Cliff, an egotism, a pride, an arrogance, where it's all about me. I am to learn to deny that and to affirm the true self that God created in his image to reflect his character. So that's the challenge, for us to deny the part of ourselves that would exalt ourselves, that would be self-absorbed, that false self, where I just pump myself up, I base my identity on my successes in life, the size of my bank account, the size of my popularity. No, that's garbage. That is so trivial and superficial, it's scary. Instead, we are to affirm that we're created in the image of God. Our value comes from him. Our identity comes from him. Therefore, we can be free to love each other. We can be free to serve each other. It's not a question of who's the boss. It's a question of how can I serve you? And that's what Jesus modeled so beautifully.
As a couple that's coming together, I understand, okay, I'm going to deny myself. She's going to deny herself. But how could you deny and work on things if it's hard for you even to realize it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like some people are stuck in their ways and think they're doing right for God. A man might think, no, God would want me to work, get up on Sundays and work, when we realize that, no, God wants you to rest and actually go to him. So I've realized with brothers and sisters with me, their hearts are chasing God, but their fear are directing their steps and not really the gospel. How do I make
Why
sure
does this thing keep screwing up? Okay, I think it's working now.
that this doesn't happen to our foundation in our marriage?
Well, tough passage out of John when Jesus talks about, unless you hate your parents, you can't be my disciple. And you think, especially culturally for you, wait a second.
Whoa. Run that back, dog. What did you just say?
Jesus said, if you're going to follow me, said this to a man, you must hate your parents in order to follow me, be my disciple.
He really just messes people up. What does that mean?
What do you say in the context then? Because he also said when a man wanted to go bury a family member before following him, Jesus said, let the dead bury their own dead.
Yeah.
And so what he's saying there, I think to your fear point, which I love, is, look, unless I'm number one and your parents or even a loved one who's died pale in comparison to how much you love me, you can't be my disciple and life will go poorly for you.
How's it going? Let me see. Yeah. Burger Planet. I don't know what Burger Planet is, but thank you. How's it going? I'd prefer you not to say the N-word, but I can't stop you. It's your life, but you do what you want.
And so if I'm fully attached to my parents,
SWTH. I don't want to be on landscape, so you don't have to watch if you don't want to.
sadly, your parent's going to pass away one day. And if they're number one in your life, or a spouse is number one in your life, things fall apart so quickly because you're so attached to them rather than God, who is infinite and way bigger than any spouse, any.
Late to burger? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
Parent, any child. If God's number one and you're always living for him and denying yourself in that sort of way, life will go well for you.
Cliff, if you don't mind, you told a beautiful story yesterday about the blind woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love if you would be able to share that with everyone on here.
Mark and Susan were married a few
Is this
years.
real people, by the way?
Yes. I think
Really?
so. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mark and Susan had been married a few years when suddenly she began to lose her eyesight. And she got really depressed and sank into a deep slough of despond. But Mark said, listen, honey, I'm going to stick with you. And I'm going to help you learn how to do your job blind.
Okay, I don't really care.
And so they worked hard at it. He went with her to the office every
Watch
day.
or not watch, I don't really
Showed
care.
her how to do
I
her
just
job as a
do it to
blind
talk
woman.
to people.
And then he would leave for his
I don't
work
care
at
if
an
you
army
watch or
base. Well, one day he turned to her and said, Susan, I'm sorry, but I'm getting to work too late. You're going to have to go to a job on your own. And she was freaked out. There's no way I can ride the bus, walk the streets, go up the stairs, go into the office building, go upstairs and sit at my desk and do this on my own. And he said, no, honey, I'm going to...
A smug one? I'm not being smug. I'm just saying I don't care if you watch or not. That's your choice. Smug would be me going through and timing you all out, and I'm not going to do that, so...
Stay with you. I'm going to teach you. And so they did it for a couple of weeks. And then eventually he said, okay, I think you know it well enough. I've got to go to work. at an earlier hour. So Monday came, she got on the bus, walked the block, walked up the stairs, seamless. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it went beautifully. Friday, as she's getting on the bus driver says, you know, you're a really lucky woman. And she says, stop it, I'm a blind woman. He said, well, yes, ma'am, but every day this week that you've gotten off the bus, there's a man standing on the street corner in a military uniform, and he never takes his eyes off of you. And when you walk down the sidewalk, he's watching you carefully like a hawk. You cross the street at the right time, he's watching you like a hawk. You go up the stairs, you open the door, you go in, and as soon as that door closes, he stands ramrod tall, gives you a salute, blows you a kiss, and then turns to go away. And all of a sudden, Susan understood, that's my husband. He's been watching me.
I'm not going to time anybody out. I said if I was being an ass, I would time everybody out.
I'm not alone. He's watching me.
That's what I said.
And that's exactly what God does for us in even a more profound way. And then he calls us to do that with each other, to really protect each other.
I wouldn't vote for that clown if it's the last person in the world.
To listen to
You can vote for them if you want. You can vote for her if you want. I'm not going to.
Each other, to build each other up, to encourage each other. And that's how marriage goes beautifully.
I already ate my KFC. Go watch it at the beginning.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know if it's a comedian in me or the dead man inside of me. Everybody, I turn around, everybody's like tearing up. And in my mind, I'm like, why didn't he just continue walking or he's going to stay there the whole time? They just standing from far
So do
away,
I.
like,
So
just
do
like
I.
a creeper.
He let her know that she can do it on her own and that she's got it and that she has enough faith that she knows she can do it, that she'll be okay. But he still cares for her. So he wants to make sure that she's good.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Believe what you want to
You
believe.
complete me.
It's your life to believe what you want.
It's just so beautiful because you piggybacked off, what I thought was amazing too. And, because the ceremony was Christ-centered and you made sure to explain that, at the end of the day, you need to love God over George. He needs to love God over me. And you made that the importance that we can never put ourselves above that.
That's
and then
right.
you led into this beautiful story. And I just thought that you couldn't have put it in a better way of what a relationship with one another should be like. So I really wanted you to share that.
It's hard to even think how people could love anything over God. Like even my mom or even my wife.
I live in one of the states in the United States.
No, it's my wife right there. I look at Belle and I'm like, whoa, dude, beautiful brains.
You're not going to get it from me.
heartfelt,
So
loving to the
have fun with
family,
that.
generous, meek. All these qualities that, like, dude, I couldn't even in my mind put together into a woman, right? I love her. There's no woman that I could ever love more than this woman. But how can I love her more than who gave me her? You get what I'm saying?
Very
Like
good.
when I look at my mom and I'm like, wow,
I don't even
what
know
a
who
wonderful mom. This
Burger
is an
is,
incredible
so-
mom, incredible dad.
Who's
Like,
Burger?
how can I love them more than the gift giver? I don't know. I always saw it as a gift giver. Like if I gave you a gift, if I gave you a car and I was like, hey, Cliff, you really been helping me out, man. Here's a Lamborghini. And you're driving that Lamborghini. You're like, God, I love this Lamborghini more than George. It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
Right?
You're right.
Yeah. All right. What's the one problem that people in marriages don't think is a problem, but it actually could lead to divorce? It's a very sneaky little virus that enters a man and a woman's heart. What would that be? What's that parasite?
The one I see oftentimes in our area is people think
So there
they
you
shouldn't
go.
fight,
You got my
and
P.O.
that a
box.
good marriage is if you don't fight. But actually, it's a really bad marriage.
It's in my
because they
videos.
just try and take
not the
the
town I
anger
live in,
or
though.
issues that they're dealing with, and then just put them right underneath the rug and just say, "Let's sweep it there." Then
I
a
eat
good marriage,
junk
those
food.
turn out to be the worst
No doubt in my
marriages
mind.
because they're
I'm a
not
fat
looking
guy.
through
Fat
these
people
different
eat junk
issues.
food.
Right.
And then these four big ones come up when that occurs. If they start to actually fight, it's no longer platonic. If they actually start to really fight, they haven't practiced what it's going to look like to fight in a healthy way. They use contempt, which is just this kind of elitism and narcissism, which is like, I don't care what you have to say, honey. They use stonewalling, which is we're in a fight now, I'm going to take off. We're going to talk about this for a week, if that. They use criticism. It's just constant character digs. Oh, you're lazy all the time.
See, Belle?
Or they use typically this type of kind of aloofness where, again, it's called the four horsemen of the apocalypse, where I'm just going to cool the passions and somehow that will deal with it.
Right.
So how
And
does
so
a
in
man
the-
and a woman deal with it?
For me, so often it's what you guys do so well, which I've noticed, is finding what the other is good at finding like when you guys in your culture are so phenomenal, be like, oh my gosh, you have a need there, let me encourage you in that way, or you want more food, or you want to drink there. Like, we don't have that in our culture at all, and I think that translates so well over into a marriage, because supposedly that's the top thing that really forms healthy trust in a marriage.
Right.
Where I'm finding things in you, I'm so focused on you, where I'm not focused on myself. I'm denying myself, picking up my cross and following God first. So it's two imperfect people following this perfect person, and by doing that, then you're pouring into that person's life. And so honestly, I don't think you got as much from me as I got from you guys in thinking through marriage, just through your culture and how you guys respond in that way.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
And I'm so sorry. Did you want to go?
Just go ahead.
It's such a good point what you said about when they think, if you don't fight, then you have a good marriage if you don't fight. But it's true that you need to learn how to fight with one another. And it's true, like through dating, we have our first argument, and then we'd have the next one and the next one. But with each one, they got better because you start to understand each other. Like, okay, I realize when I get angry, I do this. That's not okay. Let me work on that. We'll do better next time. And so you have to like fall and fail and get up and fail and get up so you can understand how to work with each other and communicate better and like resolve problems with each other. So that is such a fair point, because it's a work in progress to learn how to be angry with one another and not, blow up or build so much that then you're like, you know what, I'm over this, because you've built up so much that you never were able to talk about it.
Exactly.
Right?
When I was first, I brought habits from past relationships. And if you look at her, she's a queen. She belongs in a palace or a throne. The other girls belong on the street. And so, so when I was arguing with them, I was in my street gang talk, right? They would get mouthy with me, and I was like, you can get mouthy with me, and I get mouthy back. And I have this terrible habit where I must win. So like if they're going at it, I could go at it. And especially like God gave me a gift of speaking to people and getting to their heart. I feel that as wielding a sword. You could wield that in a really dangerous way and cut somebody down bad. And I was very good at just calmly destroying people. And once we got an argument, I did it to Belle. And Belle, in the very beginning of the relationship, this is our first real fight, and I just launched the first nuke. And I'm like, what's the next attack she's going to give? And she just sat there quietly and patiently, so meek, that I was like, oh no, I let off the nuke way too early, dude. Like, and because she was so calm and meek, it made me be like, oh, I'm a horrible human. I got to chill out. And then like I had to calm myself and then redirect how I behave. But what I learned so quickly is that she didn't give me the ability to treat her what she's not. And so when she acted exactly what the gospel was, like meek, humble, kind, like even when she was upset with me, she was still so respectful with me. And it was so new to me, because when I grew up with my friends and my family, we're great, we're nice, we're loving. But if you cross us and you go onto that side, it's like, oh, it's on sight. And we rejoice in that. We're like, oh, thank God we have war. And we go. I'm an Assyrian. We built the Tower of Babel. We tried to kill God. We took everybody out, and we're like, you know who's next? God. And so like my DNA, my blood, like my ability to like argue or fight, it's a natural thing. But because she stood properly in the way that she should, it made me have to challenge myself. And then when I changed his behaviors, not only did it blossom between us, but my relationship with work and people out there, my patience grew. So I think that when you're forced to be one person, you have to pick up the slack of somebody else. And she picked up my slack there and taught me how to like talk emotionally. Like I'm such an emotional human being. That could work really good for me, but unfortunately that could be really, really bad for me. So I wanted to add that because don't do that. You're embarrassing. I like this, dude. I feel like we're in like a little counseling.
It's nice being able to debrief and talk about the night, and with the two people, who was very important for us to be there. So it's nice to be able to share all those moments. And I think that's something I would love for you guys to share with people. How could you explain to the younger generation why marriage is important and why it's something that they should look forward to and should hold in high regard?
The reason marriage is important is because it is in the nature of love to bind yourself to the one you really, really love.
The very beginning.
And that's what our culture doesn't understand.
Gravy bowl.
Our culture thinks
really good.
that you use a person as long as they are expedient, as long as they make you feel good about yourself, as long as they give you thrills, then you're together. But if they lose their ability to turn you on, to give you a jolt of pleasure, then you ditch them and go get somebody else. And the problem is, although there are physical reasons why that is attractive, because we love the rush of pleasure, it leads to a loneliness and isolation.
Coco Beware's
It trivializes yourself. It trivializes your partner. In our culture, if the quality of sex is high and the price is low, that's golden. But if the quality of sex goes down and the price goes up, relationship over. And Christ says, no, it's not so much a question of falling in love. It's a question of choosing to be in love. And that's what God wants us to do. God loved us so much that he sent his son Christ to bleed and die on a cross. And in the Garden of Gethsemane, Christ was not looking forward to, oh, wow, I can hardly wait to be nailed to a cross. He wanted to get out of there. But he stayed there because he loved you and me. And he understood that love is not just a rush of pleasure.
Wow, all those people come in and one like. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the one whole like.
Instead, love is a commitment to stick with someone through thick and thin, through the good and the ugly. And what happens is then a deeper love grows as a result of
He's got
but
to
you
look
take
out
commitment
now.
out of the equation, and you're basically a dog having sex with as many other dogs as you can. And as long as this particular dog is beautiful and turns you on, it's cool and that's wonderful. But the problem is we're not
I don't wanna
dogs.
hear
We're human beings. We are
God's
human
version
beings
of
instead of dog.
Your life, sex life, who gives a shit? That's kind of weird. George Dinko is where that was, if you guys want to go watch him. Most of his videos are pretty good, but that was a little weird.
Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, this once charming land, now fallen under a layer of filth. A task fitting a night in...
Well, regardless of how mean you're being, I love your beard. You have a good day. Look at people like you. Ungrateful. Get out of here. Dodgers rule.
I'm watching Impact Take.
Oh, Lord. I think you got more mad about the players than you did about what we're doing. I'm just practicing your rights. I'm exercising your rights to film in public, speech, the whole nine, all of it.
Nice.
That's a good thing, right? If you don't use them, you lose them.
That's right. I agree.
Thank you for supporting our rights and respecting us.
We remind people you've been filmed all the time, and if I stuck this on a pole, you would never notice this camera, but the fact that it's attached to a person, this and questions, that's a good thing.
I love it. And I agree with you 100%.
Appreciate it.
Freedom of speech.
Appreciate it. All love, man. You have a wonderful day. Thank you for being so kind and knowledgeable.
Right on.
Thank you. Thank you. You good. Off the bat, right? Right off the bat. That's good. Exercising your right. This is the first one I tried that on. I said I was going to exercise your rights on the next one. Uh-oh.
Young adults that lost their way.
He thinks we lost our way. Meanwhile, he's doing the exact thing we are. Also dressed the exact same way as us minus the sunglasses.
Wait, how have we lost our way, sir?
They're in the best country in the world.
Yes.
And they're out here photographing everyone.
Okay.
Which is exactly what you're doing,
That's the
dumbass.
leader. Are you the leader?
Not at all.
Spokesman?
They're all independent. But do you actually want a conversation, or you just want to preach random shit?
Did you go to college?
Yes, I did.
Did you all graduate?
Yes.
Oh, man. Help me, Lord.
Okay.
In this frame, we have three different types of individuals. One who supports what we are doing wholeheartedly,
another who doesn't care and creating her privacy, and then we have this dude upset over us exercising our rights just like him.
Okay, but we're not harassing nobody. We literally talked to nobody. Why are you here? We are exercising your First Amendment right.
Can I photograph you?
Absolutely.
Can I videotape you?
Absolutely. That's one of your First Amendment rights. Absolutely not.
My question is, now, where's the videos going to go?
We disseminate them everywhere. YouTube, TikTok. We have different channels.
Who are you? Are you representing any kind of?
We don't represent an organization. No.
Are you Chinese spies? Did China recruit you?
No.
Did the Russians recruit you?
No.
Iran?
No.
You sound a little ridiculous.
Not political. We're just free Americans.
Don't you think
What do you
you're
guys?
being ridiculous what you're doing?
Not at all.
Sir, you were doing the exact same thing as well as calling us names.
I think the exercising of our rights is one of the most important things in order to
You guys all
maintain them.
graduated from college?
Yes.
Your right to vote for Trump.
Hey. That's where we go. I got you. Right, have your back on that.
Yes.
I appreciate you asking, but yeah, we don't share the channels while we're working just because it puts us in a little bit of danger. But
No, yeah, definitely.
but I appreciate what
But are you against having us filmed everywhere we go?
So it's one of those things where I wish it never happened, but once you opened that box, 9/11 happened, and that just went. It's done. There's no taking it away now that it's here.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever going to sign off on, oh, let's undo this. It's more of an awareness and reminding people. You know what I mean? So.
Well, your phone is recording everything you do.
Oh, in your pocket, it's recording everything. It has your, absolutely.
Why are they here?
He's asking her instead of us, I'm dead.
Right on? Okay, so what they're doing is saying we're being recorded everywhere we go. How do you like basically? They're exercising free speech, but do I know what they understand politically or biblically? No. I do not.
Do they know
I don't
they're living
for
in the
that.
best country in the world?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we are living in
Right.
the
And that's why we're here exercising
you
the
were
rights.
doing this in Russia or China
Oh,
or
we'd be
Iran, you'd be in prison.
Absolutely. And that's why we're doing that. That's literally.
Because we're free.
But
Or
do
North
you agree
Korea,
with
very
us being
good.
recorded everywhere? Are you against it or are you for it?
It's one of those things that's too late to form an opinion
Yeah.
because it's already happened. Pandora's box has already been opened. So I was a 90s kid. And
Okay.
we had maybe a bank camera once in a while that you'd see, in the early stages of all that happening. I loved it.
Did any of you guys grow up with cameras on the street poles or buildings around you?
You don't have to worry about it. So there's businesses that take, they'll see people walking on the street and they're.
I like their coleslaw. Like I said, I bought chicken strips and mashed potatoes and gravy, corn and coleslaw. That's what we're having for dinner tomorrow. Today we had the mashed potato bowl. It was pretty good. It's got chicken strips, mashed potatoes, and corn, and I think that was all that. Yeah, I think that was it. But it was really good. I wish I'd have bought two because it was really good. But oh well. I didn't buy two, so it's all good.
Picking their nose.
10th and Broadway.
There's literally TikToks of just people walking in front of a business under those cameras that they have, picking their nose or scratching their head. You're being filmed, and that footage, everyone thinks, oh, no, that's just for security. No, those employees put those all over TikToks. And
If they reinstitute the draft and you guys get drafted, are you guys going to Canada? Or going to go in?
so I'm a little too old for the draft, but absolutely they would.
They would go to Canada?
No, they would go to war.
Not. You would go to the draft? Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't have a choice.
So you're pro-America.
Oh, here comes my
We are
wife.
very pro-America.
We love America.
My wife.
Right.
Watch this. Don't grab my
Where's
ear.
the key?
She seems so over his bullshit.
One thing.
You guys have a wonderful, beautiful day.
So what are you guys doing? You're doing nothing.
We're going to share it to the public.
Disseminate it, our interactions, we share it out to everybody, let everyone kind of make decisions. Show the good, bad, the ugly part of doing filming public.
Because I'm not doing things.
Well, they need to. I like Impact Media, but he needs to stop talking over everybody. He does that shit all the time. It's kind of annoying.
Everywhere I go, I'm not down with the phones, but
Yeah.
you're right. Pandora's box is open. I am a Christmas child, so you can kind of gather. Right, there you go.
So
Okay.
the other thing is, so you'll have a 20-minute conversation about,
Okay.
damn, my mattress sucks, my mattress, all of a sudden ads on Facebook are catered to mattresses.
All right, let's go to the next person. Because this person's boring. All right. Okay, I'm good. Good. I'm going to end this live because me and Brandon's going to go get a sweet tea. Bye, guys.